So everybody, this is such an awesome time because I'm going to be starting an interview with the one and the only Branan Murphy.
Are we rolling?
Yeah.
I love it.
So, first question, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. All right. So, I live in the States. I live in North Carolina, but I'm from Georgia, which is another state in the South. Just been doing music off and on, I guess, for my whole life. And I'm a big sports fan, so I love LeBron James. Um, and I love football. Like those are probably my two biggest passions: music and sports. And I love food. I love eating good food with my wife. That's what we like to do. I'm married and have two little babies. So I have a 2-year-old little girl and a 4-month-old little boy. So life is full, but it's a blessing, man.
Cool. So, next question, when did you feel like you really wanted to be doing music in your life?
Yeah. So I've just been singing my whole life, really, ever since I was like some of my earliest memories, like home videos, is my mom, recording me singing some song off a TV show or something like that. So it's always been a part of my life. And when I got to high school, I realized that I always want this to be a part of my life, more than anything else. So I think I was like in the 10th or 11th grade, and I told my best friend at the time that, because we're starting to talk about what are you going to do? You're going to go off to college. Like, what do you think you want to do with your life? And I told him that I wanted to sing. And he was like, bro, you have to be like really good to do that for a living. And so I was like, I'll show you, you punk. So I never forgot that though. We're still cool. Like it wasn't like it was just kind of something that motivated me, like, oh, you don't think I'm good enough? All right. I think that was the moment that I was like, I know I'm going to chase this. And it's been a crazy, long, and crazy kind of ride so far. So, yeah.
Cool. So, next one, what's your favorite song on your new album and why?
Favorite song on my new album. So my favorite song is actually a song that's not fully on the album. So if you listen to the intro, there's a 20-second intro to start off the whole record called "Who Am I." Well, that was a full song. So like I wrote a full song, and it ended up only 20 seconds of it, was put on the album just as a little intro, like a little teaser. So hopefully one day I'll get to release like the full version, because that was my favorite song. I feel like it's like the most creative song on the record. It really like tells the story of what I'm trying to say with the album better than anything else, and I really just like the production on it. Like, so yeah, that's my favorite song. It may not be what you were looking for, but hopefully you'll get to hear it one day.
What's the process for writing a song?
Man, the process is different. Like every time. Sometimes like I'll have like a title, or an idea that I know that like this is a strong idea, or I love this title. I'm gonna work from that. Sometimes I'm just kind of at my keyboard and working with a little progression or a little melody, and I build off of that. Sometimes I hear a beat or I have a track and I kind of build off of that. A lot of times, I say more than anything else though, I'm usually like listening to something and I get inspired by whatever song it is, and a melody will kind of come to me, and I'll just take out my phone. My voice memo app on my phone is like, you can scroll forever. Because I have idea after idea after idea. So I'll just sing a little melody, sometimes with lyrics, sometimes without lyrics, and I'll just sing it into my phone and then come back to it, that day or whenever I get a chance to write. Sometimes I'll start something there and I won't come back to it for months and months. But the important thing is like if there's inspiration, I always try to get it down. If it's a lyric, like I'll pull up my notes app and just write until my mind is, until I got nothing else. And then, but my voice memo, man, that's the most important app on my phone.
Okay, so what's the song that you took the most time to write and why?
A lot of them, like I feel like were written pretty quickly. But All the Wrong Things. So All the Wrong Things is kind of unique because I wrote, my verse and the chorus. The second verse is obviously Corinne Hawthorne is on the second verse. Shout out to Corinne, my sister. But actually, when we wrote the song, the first session, we wrote the chorus and the verse, and it actually wasn't Corinne, it was Holland. So you might know who that is. She's an amazing artist too. And so we actually were in a session with Jordan Sapp, who produced it. And in that first session, we wrote the chorus, and I started writing my verse and things like that. But Holland didn't write her verse, which Corinne sang on. Corinne recorded it, but Holland wrote it. She didn't write that until our second session, which was like months later. So like, it was kind of a song that was put together over 2 or 3 sessions, like, kind of months apart. So that's probably I guess that's probably the longest one. A lot of them came pretty quick though.
Cool. So do you produce your own music or have someone else do it for you?
So I love producing. Like I know I have the ear for producing, but my chops aren't to that level yet. If I produce anything, it's just like a work tape or a demo, which just means like like a rough draft. But everything that you hear on the record, and if I'm gonna get serious about something, it's got to be somebody else. I'm just not to that level. But my dream though is to one day like just write, record, and produce all my own stuff. Like that's definitely the dream.
Cool. So next one, does your music support you? Like, do you make a living off of your music?
Sometimes. I will say that, like, I think it's like important to be honest about that kind of stuff. Like, for a lot of artists, it takes a while, to get to that point. And I'm kind of on that journey still, just finding my place, like in the industry and building a fan base. I just need I need a million other albums. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, sometimes are better than others. But I'm thankful that I get to like live out my dream, and we're just getting started. So long way to go, but I'm thankful that I get to do what I love for sure.
Awesome. So what's your favorite song to perform live and why?
Favorite song to perform, like on the record? On Who Am I?
Yeah.
Oh man. Probably Enough. I would say like Enough and Skin. Skin because like I just it showcases my voice a lot, and I just love to sing. Sometimes I'm like, all the pop stuff, hopping around and rapping and things like that. Like I do enjoy that, but it's cool to just kind of stand at the mic and sing. And Skin, gives me that opportunity, so I love that.
Cool. So if you could perform anywhere in the world besides the USA, where would that be and why? France.
No question. No, France would be great. It really would. So hopefully you need to, work your magic, Alvin, make that happen. But I don't know. Like, I know that there's, we've kind of seen like I have some fans, a good number of fans in Australia, and that's a place I've always wanted to visit. So I'm kind of like, okay, when's the Australian tour happening? Because I'm all in for that. There's a lot of places I want to go. Like I love traveling. So definitely want to hit every everywhere that I can go, everywhere that I'm able to go, I want to go. So I'll see you in France.
You were doing your inspiration behind videos on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
But I was just wondering, what was the inspiration behind your song "Top of the World"?
Oh, Top of the World, yeah, with Canon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just kind of had this idea. So many times, like I feel, in my life that whether like things are just not going well, or maybe I'm just like not happy with where I am. But like I have to remember that, like because I have Jesus, like I'm just like nothing can touch me really. Like it's ironic because even though I don't feel like it a lot of times, um, I'm on top of the world because Jesus said, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." And so that's really what it's about. Is like realizing just how blessed you are. Like a lot of times we live as if we're not. And I just wanted a song of, I just wanted a song that would remind me, how blessed I am, how good God has been, and when I think deeply about all that I have and all that He's done for me, like there's no other way to say it. I'm on top of the world, man. I feel untouchable, again, like a lot of times I don't feel that way, but it is the truth. Like when I think deeply about life and how blessed I am.
Cool. So, what advice would you give to upcoming singers or songwriters?
I would say, be willing to just be in it for the long run. Understand that, like, it takes a long time. It takes a couple hundred bad songs to get a good one most of the time, unless you're the exception to the rule. You just have to be willing to fail, or to come up short, and know that it's just like anything else. It's something that you have to work hard, that you have to learn how to do well, and it just it takes dedication and commitment, and just don't be too hard on yourself, and enjoy like the process. Like I make the mistake a lot of times of like making everything about the destination. If I could only get here, if I could only, or once I get here, that'll really be, what makes me happy. And it's like, man, I think if you're not enjoying like the process, don't lose your love for music and making music and creativity, just because, your song doesn't take off or something like that. It's like, that's not really what it's about. I think the people who have the best careers, or who are doing the most with what they have, are the ones who enjoy every day as best they can. You know what I'm saying? So just be willing to work at it and enjoy the process.
Mm-hmm. So if you could be featured on anyone's song, what artist would you like to be featured with?
Ooh. I always have three that are like my top, I guess my three favorite artists.
Justin Timberlake, Tori Kelly, and
you got two of them, my man. Yeah, you got two of them. And John Bellion would be the third one. Yeah. So I don't know if I had to pick one of those. I don't know. Probably Justin Timberlake, but yeah, those are my three right there: JT and Tori Kelly and John Bellion. I'd feel like I could retire if I did a song with any of those three. So yeah.
Cool. How'd you come up with your cover arts, your album covers?
So we work with a guy who I honestly, I gotta give the credit to my manager. He found this dude, Ruben Rodriguez, who man, I'm always like, you probably know from my music and stuff, like I'm just trying to take a unique approach to everything. And so we just wanted, like an unconventional kind of artwork that would stand out and things like that. Artwork that would really pull you in. And I guess everybody's trying to do that, but I really love the work that Ruben Rodriguez has done. He's done some work for J. Cole and a few other people. And so he would kind of listen to the songs and then send over his ideas. And I always have ideas too. And he was just so easy to work with. And I remember like the first couple of covers, like he sent them over and I had nothing to say. Like most of the time I'm on, critique every little, I got all kinds of feedback and things like that, but I didn't have any. So he's just a really talented dude who not a lot of people know about. And, that's a thing in music. Like you try to help each other out as best you can. And man, I'm just thankful to work with that dude because he's so talented. So if you go on my like Instagram and, my first like post or so of new songs that has the album art, I tag him in there so you can like check him out and see all the artwork that he's done and give him a follow. So
yeah, and your Who Am I cover, your wife painted it?
Yes. Oh, bro. So I actually have the original in my little corner studio right here in my house. So let me grab that for you so you can see it. But yeah, man, we had this idea to get my wife. She's not like a professional artist or anything. She just it's just a hobby. And we were like, why don't we give Ashton, that's her name, why don't you give Ashton the opportunity just to paint something, for the record? Let's just see what happens. That was kind of what my team decided. And so, dude, she went upstairs, came back down in an hour with this. Yeah. Only took her an hour. And, we were like, yep, that'll work. So, she is the most talented person that I know. She's more talented than me. She's the real star, for sure.
What has been one of your best purchases under $100 that has helped you in your music career?
Best purchase under $100?
Yeah.
That has helped my. Oh man, these are good questions. Let me think. Nope, that's over $100. I'm kind of looking around. Hang on, let me think. Oh, I got one. This one, this is probably my favorite under $100. Hold on, let me grab it. So this little guy, it was like $75-$80, something like that. So this is a Logitech MIDI foot controller. So yeah. This little thing right here, like you plug up a cable to it right here. It goes to your computer. And then these little switches, you put it on the ground and use your foot, and you hit the little switches, and it like it fires your tracks. Like if you're playing live and you're using a computer to fire your tracks, that's what you use, and it can move around and play things so that you don't have to be near your computer. So sometimes I do shows on my own, and I can control everything with my foot, as far as my show goes. So it has been like a lifesaver for playing live for the times that I have to, play without my band or whatever. So, and it was under $100. So that's a cool little toy.
Cool. So where can people find you online?
Yeah, at Branan Murphy on everything. Well, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I actually don't do Snapchat. But you can find me, everywhere else. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at Branan Murphy, Branan Murphy. Yeah.
Cool. So it's getting to the end. Do you have any last words to say to our listeners?
Yeah, I say all the time, I have it on, some of my merch and things like that. Build bridges, not walls. That's what I'm about.
Yeah.
So, I think it's just better to live honest with people. So be honest and love people well. Let's not try to, be divisive. Let's try to do everything we can to build bridges with people, not walls to separate us. So, yeah, that's really what I'm about. Whatever that looks like for you, just make sure that you're doing everything you can to stay connected. You know, like there's so many things that we have in common as human beings, and we need to really press on to those and love each other and you know, and stay connected the best that we can. So that's what I'm about. Build bridges, not walls. And I guess au revoir. I need to know how to say peace. I'm out in French.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Just au revoir, right?
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, man. Thanks so much, bro. I appreciate it. It was great talking to you.
That was such an awesome 20 minutes. That was so awesome. So I hope you guys liked the video. Click below to subscribe to my channel, and Branan Murphy's channel will be in the description, and I hope you'll subscribe to his too, because it's just so amazing.